I've been in analysis for a number of years now, and I thought everything was kind of calming down and ending when Dr. Helmstein and I uncovered a what had been a repressed memory, and that revelation has been substantiated in a funny way by two films. I majored in psychology in high school and won a Freud scholarship where they paid for a trip for me to go to Vienna, where I met Dr. Freud. But he was old and he was frail. And so he asked me about my life, and I told him, and he asked me about my mother. And then he delved further into that and delved further into that and said to me at the end of our time, he said, well, this is all about your mother. She was in love with you. Well, I said, doctor, I think you may be confusing me with another patient. My relationship with my mother is fine. He says, what about the sex? And I said, excuse me? And after my father divorced her and left us, she decided that she would get in shape, that she had let herself go, and maybe that was the reason that my father left her. So she started to exercise, and she asked me to film her. She would look at the footage and be able to improve her form. I said yes. When I showed Dr. Helmenstein the footage, he said to me, Tom, your mother was trying to seduce you. Uh, this was very difficult for me, needless to say. It's alarming in many ways. It's loving in many ways. You can understand my conflict. This is something that my mother and I did for over a year together. We were bonded in so many ways. So I was in a major quandary. I didn't know who to talk to, what to do in this situation. So I took my savings and went back to Vienna. Dr. Freud was reluctant to see me, but understood under the circumstances that I was really on the edge. He talked to me about the dangers of incest. He talked to me about the love of family. And then he took this incredibly surprising turn that I didn't expect at all. He said, "You have not had sex with your mother." And I said, "No." And he says, "And you don't plan to." And I said, "No." So a relationship of a mother and a son that doesn't involve having children with questionable genetic issues. Try it. Have a relationship with your mother. You love her, she loves you. What could be better?
I could see that my son was in trouble psychologically. I was worried about him. He told me of his visits with Dr. Freud in Vienna and later the opinion of Dr. Helmstein. Just to defend myself for a moment, he lived inside my body for 9 months. I couldn't be closer to any human being on earth. I think I would rather be in a relationship with my son than any other human being on earth. We started dating. We'd take long walks. We'd and laugh, and it was great. I've never felt as comfortable with a man as I have with my son. A few months' time, we got closer and closer. We mutually began feeling a physical attraction. We really couldn't help it, and we had a decision to make. Would it be wrong to have a sexual relationship that did not result in the creation of another life?
Does this story have a happy ending? Well, I think it does, and it doesn't. The complex and complicated relationship with my mother was a work in progress all these years. And though we did grow apart in the last years, which left me room for other relationships, important relationships, my mother passed a number of years ago. And as much as I want to move on in my life, I know I never will. And that's both a joy and a tragedy.